What horrific things may possibly be buried beneath Oak Island? Did the final dig turn up something terrifying that was supposed to stay buried? Get ready for a nail-biting description of the horrifying find that has even the bravest explorers shaking in their boots. Can you withstand the chilling truth that was found at the last Oak Island dig? The treasure hunters' fascination with Oak Island's mystery spans centuries. While the mythical gold hoard has yet to be found, numerous intriguing historical artifacts have been unearthed throughout the years by Ricky and Marty Laguines and other treasure hunters looking for the Oak Island riches. 1. The Money Trap. It was a groundbreaking discovery. Daniel McGinnis, at 16 years old, set out for Oak Island on a fishing trip in 1795. When he touched down, he saw an oak tree with strange scars. It was also discovered that the ground under the tree had sunk. He and his two pals dug in and kept coming across patched logs. Years later, with a larger party, they returned, and excavations discovered a well-organized hole that may be used to conceal priceless jewels. 2. Jeweled brooch. 200 years later, the Laguines discovered a jeweled brooch on Lot 21 on the western side of Oak Island. Daniel McGinnis had once called this area home. Had he stumbled into some sort of hidden treasure? 3. A granite rock. A granite stone was discovered at a depth of 90 feet in the Money Pit, one that has unusual symbols engraved onto it. Although a translation of 40 feet below, 2 million pounds are buried has been attempted, no one has yet to crack the code. 4. Fibrous coconut. Large quantities of coconut fiber were uncovered by early explorers 60 feet below ground at the Money Pit. However, the nearest coconut palms were almost 1,000 feet away. A mystery discovery. The fibers may have been woven into a rope to tie up loose ends. 5. Swags. 2 iron artifacts were discovered by the Laguines in Lot 21 on the island's western coast. A type of blacksmithing tool, swags have been traced back to the 14th century. The equipment suggested to the researchers that extensive mining had taken place on the island. 6. Fragments of bone. 2 pieces were found in borehole H8 in the Money Pit areas and were collected by the team. After initial positive identification as human, further analysis revealed that one was of European and the other was of Middle Eastern descent. 7. Chain. A link of the chain was discovered alongside some bone in a nearby borehole. An explanation proposed by the crew was that when the treasure was hidden, some of the slaves who excavated the tunnel were chained and buried alive, far below the earth. Their vengeful ghosts would guard the vault and curse any explorers. 8. Ancient written records. In the late 1800s, while the Oak Island Treasure Company was digging, they reached a cement-like layer 153 feet below ground. After some digging, they uncovered a scrap of parchment. It has been speculated that the 16th century scientist, writer, explorer, and friend of Shakespeare, Francis Bacon, hid the originals of Shakespeare's lost writings on Oak Island. 9. Bound in leather. Small bits of parchment bound in leather were found by the Laguines decades later in the H8 spoils close to the pit. Is it possible that these are additional fragments of Shakespeare's lost works? 10. Roman sword. It was reported in 2015 that a fisherman had recovered a Roman sword from the ocean near Oak Island. Despite the fact that this finding would have changed history by placing Romans in North America, it turned out to be too fantastic to be true. Instead of being a 2,000-year-old original, the sword was a recent copy of a Roman blade. 11. Roman numerals. Damming and emptying Smith's Cove led to the discovery of a U-shaped wooden structure. When examined more closely, Roman numerals were seen. The construction was dated by tree ring analysis to 1769, 25 years before the discovery of the Money Pit, leading the experts to speculate that it was an original component of the treasure shaft. 12. Nolan's Cross. Fred Nolan, a local treasure hunter who lived on Oak Island in 1981, came across 5 massive rocks in the shape of a cross. The cross's focal point, a second boulder carved with a human face and a sword, is characteristic of Templar burial sites. These boulders, now known as Nolan's Cross, are intriguing because they may indicate that a flotilla of Templars from the Atlantic traveled to Oak Island and buried wealth there. 13. Coin of the Templars. Near the money hole, the Laginas discovered a coin with a Templar cross in its center. In fortresses all around Europe, the Templars kept the vast fortune they earned during the Middle Ages. The group saw this as conclusive evidence that some of the loot was hidden somewhere on the island. 14. The Templar Cross. The Smith's Cove area recently yielded a lead cross. The group next traveled to France's Doma prison, a former holding facility for Templar Knights. The wall was covered in religious carvings. The Virgin Mary, Jesus, and a cross quite similar to the one discovered on the island were among the etchings. 15. Crossbow bolt. New Templar artifacts have been found. A crossbow bolt was one such item discovered in Plot 26 on the southwestern coast. Close inspection revealed its medieval origins, possibly dating it to the time of the Templars in the 13th century. 16. A coin of Spain. The group discovered a copper coin on the island marsh. Experts examined it, and they concluded that it dates back to the 17th century. The Spanish may have hidden treasure instead of delivering it to the king, according to one theory. So, this is the treasure, right? Or perhaps it was simply abandoned by a prospector. 17. Silver ring from Spain. A silver ring was also discovered in the wetland. A competent gemologist was given this information, and it was determined that the ring had undergone 2 repairs, one to make it larger and another to make it smaller. The chiseled floral design on it suggested it was made in Europe around the 1730s, possibly in Spain. 18. Fortify the ship. The bog could be hiding a sunken ship, according to another notion. The goods were simply unloaded off a treasure ship that sailed in. The ship eventually ran into trouble and had to be destroyed to erase all traces of its existence. The crew realized the connection after finding a ship brace in the marsh that showed symptoms of severe stress and had been burned in a massive fire. They consulted a blacksmith, who informed them that such an occurrence was most likely to have taken place in the 18th century. 19. A ship's spikes. From the swamp to the money pit, ship spikes have been discovered in abundance on this island. Were they a component of a wharf where the loot was unloaded? 20. Samuel Ball's campsite. Coins, buttons, and even a firearm component were discovered by the team while searching Lot 24. Former landowner Samuel Ball lived in the neighborhood. In 1764, Ball was born into servitude in South Carolina. After fighting for the British during the American Revolution and being granted his freedom, he relocated to Nova Scotia. In 1786, he paid a steep sum for a small parcel of land on Oak Island, measuring about 4 acres. Some doubt if Ball actually found riches, nevertheless, and hid it from everyone. 21. Tunnel. The group found what seemed to be a man-made stone tunnel near Samuel Ball's house and theorized that it led to a potential vault containing Ball's money. 22. Keyhole. The crew found what appears to be a keyhole decorated with floral motifs while metal detecting. The island is said to be the last resting place of one of Captain James Anderson's 3 lost treasure chests. Have the Laginas located a fragment of one? 23. Prehistoric ceramics. On Lot 12, where Fred Nolan's maps show an area labeled as an ancient dump site, the team dug a ditch 2 feet deep. Here, they unearthed shards of pottery, presumably abandoned by depositors. 24. Covert exit. The boys were given a chart of the island from the 1400s that highlighted a hatch on the island's western coast. After exploring the region, the team came across a square-shaped hatch, which could be an alternative entrance to the money pit. 25. Silver button. At Isaac Point, the crew found a silver button that may have been from the middle of the 18th century. But this wasn't a particularly rare discovery. Prior to the discovery of the money pit, the island's primary purpose was farming, as it provided a relatively predator-free environment in which to rear animals. What fantastic discoveries have been made, and no doubt there will be many more. Please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel if you found this video entertaining.